Today we're going to be talking about banking institutions and opening checking accounts and learning about the different types of accounts that you can open at a banking institution. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start reviewing the different types of institutions that there are out there. So there's banks and credit unions. A quick way to know the difference between the two is that a bank is for-profit and a credit union is a not-for-profit. And it's a matter of personal choice. I personally feel that when you're starting out in your banking life, a credit union is good because the employees are more apt to sit down and help you work through issues if you overdraw your account or you have other issues with your account. They're more apt to spend the time with you. However, banks have more, they have more offices for you to visit with. So they're both good, personal choice. The different kinds of accounts that you need to know about, especially as you're starting to work, is a checking account. This would be the account that you use for your day-to-day stuff. Your paycheck will be deposited directly into your account, and then you will use an ATM debit card, or you will write checks out of this account. You will pay your bills out of this account, and it's just your every single day-to-day use for it. The savings account is where you're going to save your money. This is where your savings for emergency funds will go. You will put maybe $5, $10, as much as you can each paycheck into this account. The one thing you have to be careful of with a savings account is you can't use it like a checking account. The government says for them to give you interest on this, it has to be for a savings account. So you need to make sure that you don't use your savings account as a checking account. The thing you need to be careful of during opening an account is people overselling you. And I'm going to come back to this slide in just a moment. Let's talk about opening your bank account. You're going to go to the banking institution or the credit union. You need to have an ID, probably your social security card, and maybe one other form of identification. If you already have a pay stub from work, bring that with you because it might help you get set up with direct deposit. They're going to ask questions. They're going to verify who you are. You need to make sure that this is a time that you are your own advocate, and that's where I'll get into the widgets. So the other thing I want to talk to you about is that a lot of times going to the bank can feel intimidating and be a little overwhelming. But number one, these are people too. They're professionals. And I'm going to really stress to you, if you're sitting down with someone and you're asking questions, and you should ask questions, if they don't explain it to you in a way that you can understand, it's okay to ask for someone else. We don't always get along with every person. We don't always understand the communication styles of someone. And it's really the most important thing for you to do is to make sure you understand the kind of accounts you're getting. So the things that you want to look out for when you've got an account, as we saw back here, is what are the account fees? They're usually going to range from $10 to $20 a month just to have your account there. Some accounts, if you keep a certain balance, they'll give it to you for free. What happens if you overdraw your account? What are those fees? What's it going to look like? And I will tell you that there are billions and billions of dollars each year that the banks collect in overdraft fees and different account fees, and you need to be careful. And part of the thing I'd like to talk to you about is if I have a candy bar right here that I'll sell you for $1.50, or you can walk down the hall and buy that same candy bar for 75 cents with a little effort, what would you do? Same candy bar. So you need to pay attention to your account. Number one, if you're a good account holder, you don't overdraw your account, which you shouldn't be, and you are making sure that you have your money direct deposited in there from work, that's a very good idea. And so you can hope to waive some of those fees, but you will incur overdraft charges. The other thing that you'll see is with your ATM card, you'll get ATM fees. So when you're opening an account, make sure that you're asking questions about what possible charges you could get. The other thing they're going to give you is an ATM debit card. And there's a difference between an ATM card and a debit card. An ATM card just allows you to go to cash. You put the ATM card in the machine or you swipe it, you put in your PIN. That PIN makes it an ATM card. When you use your ATM card like a debit card, it's used like a credit card. You would put it in, sign your name, or if you're at a restaurant, give it to the waiter and pay for your meal that way. So that's what the difference between an ATM card and a debit card is. Please make sure that you do not share your PIN number with anybody. It often happens that I've heard people have shared their ATM PIN number, and a really good friend of theirs, who they thought was a good friend, goes and takes all their money. So be careful. Just don't share it. Better safe than sorry. Online banking is amazing these days. Technology has advanced so much that you can do most of your banking on your phone. You can take a picture of a check and deposit it. You can check your balance. You can transfer money. You can pay your bills. It's just amazing. And depending on the institution that you pick, you should be able to download the app either on an iPad, a Samsung, an Apple phone. They have them for both Apple and Android, so you should not have problems. The only thing I'm going to stress to you to remember is if you do use your card as a debit card, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 days for that money to come through into your account, and you may think you have more money than you do. So with this tool, you should very rarely, if ever, have an overdrawn account because you should be really on top of your money. The one thing I really want to stress to you when you're opening an account is to be careful of widgets. Now, we've all heard Wells Fargo in the news lately for opening accounts that they shouldn't have opened and doing things like that. That's what we in the financial industry used to call widgets. So what happens is you come into the bank and they say, oh, you need a checking account. Yeah. And then would you like a savings account with that? And you say, sure, I would. So you open one. Those are fine. An ATM debit card? Absolutely. An automatic transfer between your accounts? That could be okay, $25 into my savings account each and every pay period. That's all right. Direct deposit? Great. Credit card? We're going to be talking about credit later. Do you really want a credit card? That's a widget for them. How about direct deposit advance? This is so much, it is absolutely a payday loan. So I want you to be really leery of this one. If someone says to you, well, if it's within 2 weeks of your pay period and you don't have enough money in your account and you're overdrawing it, we will automatically give you an advance on your next direct deposit. The problem with that is the fees are really high and they're going to charge you a fee for doing that. So that $20 transfer on your direct deposit could actually end up costing you something like $50 or more. Do not sign up for that. I would very much caution you against that. Again, direct deposit advance is a very bad thing for you. So when you overdraw your account, you need to be really careful because it incurs charges. So let's say that you order checks with your account and you write a check for $20 for your gas and electric and $15 for your phone bill. Those checks haven't cleared, your accounts get overdrawn. You're going to get 2 overdraft charges on that, which can go up to like $35 each time. You really have to pay attention and keep your bank account balanced to make sure you don't overdraw it. And that, very simply put, is session 2. Go try to open your bank account. If you are uncomfortable or you need someone to go with you, let your counselor know. They'll help you find someone or they will go with you. Hey, have a great day.